Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Thanks so much, all, for having us. My name is Essie Schlotterbeck. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm here today with my colleague Riley, she, her, who's going to be live demoing the actual app, Tinkl. So I am a relatively recent graduate of Prime Digital Academy in Minneapolis. And I initially built Tinkl as a prototype for my final solo project for Prime. And since graduating in February, I've been working with a crew of fellow Prime alums on continuing to build it out and get it to the point where it is today. So I wanted to just give a little bit of context for why I wanted to build this app. So despite all of the fear-mongering around trans people using bathrooms that correspond with their gender identity, the people who are at the greatest risk for harm when using bathrooms in public spaces or shared bathrooms are trans people themselves. So whether that's verbal harassment, being denied access to bathrooms, or worse, it's to an extent that a lot of trans folks avoid using public or shared bathrooms altogether. So as a non-binary person myself, where if the only options are men or women's bathrooms, there might not be a bathroom that corresponds with my gender, I wanted to build a resource that made it a little bit easier for trans, non-binary, and gender-nonconforming folks to find safe restrooms where they can pee in peace. I also just wanted to make a note, while this is a serious issue that has a really significant impact on people's lives, I also wanted to bring in some trans joy to the project, because I think that joy and humor and playfulness is a really life-giving and generative force in the face of dark times. So with that in mind, I would love to introduce you all to this trans, intersex, and non-binary inclusive commode locator, or Tinkl. Thanks. So the purpose of the app is pretty straightforward. You can pull it up, and it will bring you to a map that's centered on your user location with markers for nearby gender-neutral and or single-stall bathrooms. Some of them are public, some of them are in private businesses. And you do not need to be a user with an account to see the map and to view people's ratings and feedback, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. But we can pull up some information looking at the info window with icons that tell us a little bit more about some of the amenities of the bathroom. So if a bathroom is gender neutral, if it's single stall, there will also be icons showing if a bathroom is open to the public, if it has a changing table, and if it's wheelchair accessible. So then we can click into the details page that gives us some more info, including if the bathroom is open or closed currently, with some ratings and the business hours, as well as comments that are from real people who have used these bathrooms. So the seed data that we used for this app came from a Refuge Restrooms API, which was a previous web app that has user-generated, so crowdsourced bathrooms across the country, and just in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities and surrounding area alone, there are about 800 data points. So it was a really valuable resource to be able to build on top of. What we were then able to do is take those data points and populate our own database with it. One of the drawbacks of this crowdsourced information, where users entered everything manually, is that, and it relied on an admin to manually maintain. So a lot of the information in that was pretty outdated. And if you've been around in Minneapolis the past several years, then you know that there's been a lot of turnaround or turnover in places that have closed. So the idea of this was really to be able to leverage that crowdsourced information while then relying on Google APIs to cross-reference it for current, to make sure that it's current information. And we were able to script things so that we bulk removed a lot of permanently closed businesses and added business hours. Yeah. And so this is the public launch of Tinkl to share it out with folks. And so as Tinkl users use the app, all of that automation and API usage is built into the app. So we really wanted to make it as easy as possible for users to, add information and go about their business. In addition to being able to see nearby bathrooms to your current location, you're also able to search for, if you know, like later on, maybe we're gonna go to Black Heart, this bar in St. Paul, and we wanna see, is there going to be a safe bathroom that I can use without worrying about it? So we can search for that. It will pull up a map centered on that location, and we can see that there are some available bathrooms kind of close by, but I know that the bathroom at Black Heart has also been made a gender-neutral one. So we want to go in and add that. As we do that, you can just start typing, and it will pull up Black Heart in the drop-down menu. And what's happening behind the scenes is, a user can just click on it, and then it will pre-populate with Black Heart's address. And what's happening behind the scenes is getting geo-coordinates, so latitude and longitude, business hours, and also a unique place identifier, so that if this bathroom is already, once it's in the database, if someone tries to add it again, it will, instead of creating a duplicate one, prompt you to leave a review instead. So you can write some great information for other people to see. With a little bit of positive feedback to encourage user engagement. So we are in the process of rebuilding Tinkl 2.0 right now, where we'll have some more features available. But for now, I would love to invite folks to scan the QR code and go to the deployed app that's available now. You can download it on your phone as a progressive web app. It's available for you to use, much like an app you'd get in the App Store. And bookmark tinkl.app for the soon-to-be-launched Tinkl 2.0 coming to you. Thanks so much.